morning and welcome to Tuesday with Mornings, Luann and Tim on TV. How are you this morning? You're laughing.
Well, I'm just looking at us together on camera, Luann.
Flower power, man.
We look like wallpaper in a house of ill repute.
I hope there's no stains on it.
Oh. Don't call CSI.
Yeah, with that light, right?
There's a lot of days. There's a lot of specialty things going on today.
Is there?
Oh my gosh, are you ready?
Apparently, it's got to be Flower Day somewhere.
I don't know. If we go outside right now, we're going to get attacked by a swarm of bees.
That's because you're so sweet.
It's Go Fishing Day.
Oh.
Go fish.
Go fish.
And now, isn't interesting because I've never been to the rapids. Have you?
No.
Yesterday, wait until you're going to be hearing a lot about this from me. So it's Canoes for Conservation. We actually have Joni McGuffin on the show today. It's this really cool tourism thing, ecotourism / anybody from Sault Ste. Marie who wants to do this should do this. You get in a canoe.
It's a huge canoe.
You can fit up to 20 something people in one canoe and then 8 in another. And you can paddle or you don't have to. I mean, they've got guides. We were like at the rapids. Literally, Joni was paddling to keep us, and we saw fishermen. I saw fishermen like on sea-doos.
What?
They fish on sea-doos.
What?
By the rapids.
Really?
I'm not kidding.
I thought you had to be quiet when you were fishing.
They're not. They're like sitting,
like
floating.
trolling.
The trolling. I guess so.
Trolling on a sea-doo.
I don't know anything about fishing, but Go Fishing Day. You can go fishing right there.
Awesome. Well, I see people standing getting
Whitefish, salmon, perch. There's something else they can catch there too.
Pickerel?
No, that's a deeper water fish, I think.
Oh, look at you.
Anyway, so it's Go Fishing Day. It's also International Sushi Day. Well, that works out, doesn't it?
That makes sense.
I think so too.
Honor the fish and then eat it.
And then also it's International Picnic Day. So you can take your picnic. You can take your fish on a picnic.
Or eat your fish in a fish taco on a picnic.
And it's also International Panic Day. I had to look twice because I thought I already know it's Picnic Day. Oh, that's panic. Is that a mistake?
Panic?
International Panic Day.
So it's good to panic?
It's get it out of your system. Panic all in one day and then don't panic anymore for the rest of the year.
Okay.
Or panic if you don't have a fish to go for a picnic with.
Yeah.
It's National Splurge Day. Eat all the fish you want. There we go. I've covered it all. National Splurge, International Picnic, International Panic, International Sushi, and Go Fishing Day.
You covered it all and it only took you about a minute and a half.
Have a wonderful day, whatever you do.
With your fish.
Me, I'm drinking coffee.
Yes, you are.
Yeah.
Drake, holy moly.
Oh.
Now, you know what?
Have you talked about that thing in Toronto?
Pardon?
The Raptors?
No. Drake.
Sorry. I'll just listen.
Broke a record for the second most. He actually tied with the Beatles for the second most top 10 Billboard Hot 100 songs. Chris Brown's No Guidance featuring Drake debuted at number 9, and that put him over the top. So it took the Beatles to set that record 31 years and 11 months. Mm-hmm. Madonna reached it after 16 years and 7 months, and Canada's very own Drake, 10 years. Done.
If the Beatles had social media, they would have done it sooner. However, congratulations, Drake. So he's the Raptors fan.
He's to the point where there were some issues. People were saying, okay, enough, Drake, because he was very vocal.
You had to have seen the footage of Toronto.
Oh, it's coming up in our newscast. Such a shame.
People were shot.
Yeah, 4 people were shot.
It's
injured.
Toronto.
No one was killed. Yeah. 4 other people were arrested with gun issues associated.
Why?
1 million people were there. 1 million.
I saw the footage.
Who works in Toronto?
No, what were you all doing? Look, Luann, Nathan Phillips Square.
Can you imagine that?
What? The traffic? Did you see that people were actually leaving their cars on the Gardiner Expressway and walking over to the edge to watch the parade?
Really?
On the people are going 120 kilometers an hour and you're pulling over your car and parking it. It's to a dead stop on the Gardiner Expressway so you can pedestrians on the Gardiner.
Oh,
I couldn't believe my eyes.
my God.
Couldn't believe my eyes.
You know what?
What?
Huge deal. The Raptors, first non-American team to win.
Except that they're all American players, aren't they?
Totally, but they're a Canadian
Owned.
team. So, like, obviously a huge deal.
Mm-hmm.
I totally get, like, people going out there and stuff, but you still got to be safe, people. Parking on an expressway is not, like, take a minute, just take a second. Just take 1 second.
Take one.
And realize when you're not
Darn.
stopped, what speed are you driving? Right?
Yes.
It's like, oh my goodness. And I guess people who are locals who live in the area were ticked because you can imagine the traffic and everything was just like back.
It's bad enough in downtown Toronto anyway.
Right?
You add a million extra people to
Imagine
the mix.
that.
I can't.
Oh.
The subway's like.
I was looking,
my gosh.
and again, stay tuned because we have some footage for you in the newscast coming up. But like people were like this. Like, honest to goodness, if you're not a crowd person, like, your stomach's gonna hurt.
Yep.
So stay tuned. We're gonna make your stomach hurt.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hey, this is fun. This is trending on Twitter right now. Write a horror story in 6 words. Write a horror story in 6 words. Here are some winners. Hey, Mom, Grandma isn't dead anymore.
Hello, Grandma.
Here's another one. Everyone can see your chat history.
What?
Everyone can see your chat history. That's a horror. If you, the things that where you chat and search. Okay, never mind. That was a bomb with Luann. Nobody here hired that birthday clown.
Oh, I hate clowns.
And here's one that I wrote. The American president is Donald Trump. That's a horror story right there.
That's a nightmare that you never wake
I wrote
up
that
from.
one my own self.
By your own self. That was awesome. I like that one.
Thank you. It's fun. Try it. Write a horror story in 6 words and share it with your
6
coworkers.
words. That's all.
Do a little
including all of it.
See who wins.
Yeah, see who wins.
Who needs to work?
Hey, speaking of working, Shania Twain is planning a big party because she's taking up residency in Las Vegas. I know. And you know what? There's some promos of her. I watched Entertainment Tonight last night, and you know, obviously they interviewed her and stuff. And
okay. What?
She sang for a second. Yeah, I'm not sure. Gosh. I wish her well.
Okay then.
Yeah.
Wonder how long she'll last.
Well, you know what?
She's
it's
no
interesting.
Celine Dion, I'll tell you that right now.
she isn't.
What did she did 16, did she do 16, 17 years and something like $3 billion?
Yeah, just craziness. But Shania is looking forward to it. She's going to make it a big bash. And
You go,
can
Eileen
imagine,
Twain.
you know, she's going to go big or go home. And she also talked about how she really likes Drake and Ariana Grande. Right?
Whenever you say Ariana Grande, I do that because of the
yes,
ponytail.
the ponytail head.
I don't know. She likes them, hey?
She does.
Maybe she'll bring them to Vegas to perform with her.
Maybe.
To help her out. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Hey, last night was the MTV TV and Film Awards, Movie and TV Awards, whatever they call it. MTV.
The popcorn trophy. You know?
You know the one. You do know it.
Yeah.
That's too
Spray
clever.
painted
I didn't.
gold.
Spray painted. The popcorn on top is not gold though. It's like I think it's still white, isn't it? It's kind of weird.
No, I think it's gold.
Is it all gold?
I think it's
so.
gold.
Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson was awarded the Generation Award for his achievements in film and television.
That means he's old.
He said, "It's nice to be important. It's more important to be nice."
I like that.
I like him.
Me too.
And he's a good comedian.
Is he?
He's done some movies where he's pretty funny, and he's actually funny. What I found...
He worked with Kevin Hart.
I don't know.
And it's so hilarious because Kevin Hart is like 3 feet tall.
Right.
And Rock is like boom.
So he's a nice man, isn't he?
Yeah.
And he loves his family. He talks with his family.
He loves his babies.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
But here's what I found very off-putting and kind of awkward. Well, he made his acceptance speech, which lasted 3 minutes and 54 seconds.
Wow.
All of the dancers who performed, like he kind of made an entrance and had all these male dancers and stuff, really buff and everything.
Oh yeah. I wish I'd have seen that.
They had to hold they had to freeze and hold their final pose for 3 minutes and 54 seconds while he talked, like this.
Why?
Like complete the face.
I wonder why they wouldn't.
I wonder why they wouldn't
thought of
excuse
that.
them.
Yes.
I found it very odd.
Yes.
Oh,
Distracting, no doubt.
so listen, okay, on the show today, we got to go. Sorry to cut you off there, but I'm in charge now.
Okay then.
Okay, so I mentioned Joni McGuffin. I think Alana Kanopik is here, I hope. Anyway, if she's not, me and Joni and I will talk. We can do that. It's about this canoe thing, and you got to hear about it. Canoes for Conservation. I love, love, love it, and you need to love it, and the city needs to love it, and the tourists need to love it. And then, Black Bear Culinary. The coolest other initiative for downtown Sault Ste. Marie, for all of Sault Ste. Marie. So check this out on the show, plus Luann has the news. All of that plus more on Mornings with Luann and Tim and Flowers.
Coming to get you, Barbara.
Listen to them. Children of the night. Alive! He's alive!
Welcome to the Machine Shop, our historic venue and gathering place for friends and family. Built in 1899 on the site of a Northwest Company trading post. Today we are a go-to venue hosting many expos, concerts, weddings, and more. While you're here, choose one of our dining experiences. Enjoy a quiet dinner at the Mill Steakhouse and Wine Bar, watch a game and try wood fire oven pizza and local draft at the Boiler Room, or treat yourself every day to gelato and local coffee at the Gelato Mill. For more information on the Machine Shop, visit machineshopinc.ca.
Hey, look who's here. It's the one and only Joni McGuffin. You're kind of famous when it comes to, certainly when it comes to water, you are. Joni is, do you have a role, a title with the Lake Superior Watershed Conservancy?
Well, I'm executive director.
That's a good word she had there. That's a title. She's executive director. Thanks for being here. You've been on the show before. You know how this works.
Yeah.
But for those who haven't seen Joni, or if you don't know what the Lake Superior Watershed Conservancy is, go.
Okay.
Tell us about
Well,
it.
believe it or not, we're a land trust that's been around for 15 years.
Okay,
and
describe land trust.
A land trust is a nature conservancy that cares for lands, but also cares for us, for the people getting back to nature. So our mission was the health and well-being of the whole Lake Superior watershed through basin-wide collaborative projects. So it took us a lot of years to find our first project.
When you say Lake Superior watershed, you're talking about everything that even flows into Lake Superior, all the tributaries.
Yes.
Is that a word?
Yes.
All right, good for me. Okay. So that's a lot of water. That's a lot of land.
Well, we thought about the largest freshwater lake in the world and the health and well-being. It matters about everybody caring for it. So whether it's education, science, or whoever, people working together. So it was a big mouthful, and we are charitable in both countries. So
isn't that kind of unique that you are two different countries sharing the conservancy?
We do.
Right?
We have a board that is made up of American and Canadian directors, and they share the responsibility of the mission that is common to both organizations.
It's a huge undertaking.
Well, it's taken us a while to get this 747 off the ground.
Yeah, but you've done it.
Well, back a few years ago, Trans-Canada Trail, which oversees the Great Trail, which is a connected project across the country was a really neat opportunity to connect by water from Gros Cap all the way around to Thunder Bay, 1,000 kilometers of water trail that connects into all our Voyageur Trail, hiking trail, communities. So land and water is connected by our incredible trail systems. So that project gave us an opportunity to put in water trail access points for 16 sites along. So lots of different partnerships, lots of municipalities, a First Nations partner, national parks, provincial parks, and even 2 lighthouses. So what came out of that was, okay, so people got nice accessible docks and washrooms and all this, but how do we bring this trail to life for people, especially on Lake Superior? So Canoes for Conservation was born from that project.
That is how do you get people, so this, so you've gotten a lot of involvement from Tourism Sault Ste. Marie and the Economic Development Corporation. They bought into this, and for good reason.
Their visitor's guide.
Because, now, this is one of the things though, Joni, and I said this yesterday while I was
has a nice article
out in the canoe with you yesterday. Oh, look.
Yeah.
Oh, you got a major article right in this booklet for all the tourists.
We do.
But locals need to do this.
They do. It's a lot of fun.
You guys, I'm telling you, you're going to see it. You're going to see the city from a completely different perspective when you go out in the canoe with this team. And there's more than you got a team.
Yeah, we've got a team.
How many of you are there?
Well, there's we've got 4. There's 6 of us all together, but 4 trained guides who have their ORCA certifications to guide a big 36-foot vessel, the canoe, the Voyageur canoe.
The canoe's longer than my house.
Yeah. So let me, I'll explain what Canoes for Conservation is.
You go.
And it's a guided interpretive tour on the St. Mary's River, and we'll also be doing some evenings out at Gros Cap and Saturdays out at Batchewana. But the main bulk of our tours, every day of the week, in the morning, possibly the afternoon, but in the evening, a 3-hour or a 1.5-hour tour. And
3-hour tour, a 3-hour tour. And I brought my beaded gowns.
Yes.
Okay.
So we start at Parks Canada, and everybody's given some training.
There's the lock. There's a picture.
Yeah, that's right.
We start in that area.
Start in that area. We talk about the locks. We give interpretation about the history, the culture, the ecology of our region, and so people are, put into proper PFDs.
There you go. We wore our life jackets.
Yeah, and then you're shown how to hold a paddle. You
actually give like a little instruction?
Yes, no training, no knowledge is necessary. You get in that canoe, and it's a wonderful collaborative experience where you can have skilled people, people with no skills whatsoever, fit people, not so fit people, and you get in the canoe. And one of the heritage pieces for us, you'll notice, is that this canoe was born out of the forests we live in here. Whether it's the birch bark, or it's the spruce, or it's the ash, we'll notice, and we talk about all the different materials of the vessel. And we talk about the ecology. So we have props.
They have a little basket of props.
Yeah, it's like our whitefish, and we're up at the rapids, and we're talking about that, the International Bridge in the background there. People are using all their senses on this tour. They're listening to the waters, they're listening to the turns.
Is that the evening one?
That's the evening one. There'll be the sunset tour, and we're also doing group tours, which are great because the canoe will accommodate up to 14 people, minimum 5, and I put these couple of group pictures in because the interpretive guide program, you'll meet Carol in the next interview.
Is Carol in that? Oh, there's Carol standing right there.
So everybody,
and there's Peter down in the bottom right.
Yeah.
He was amazing yesterday.
Yeah, he's a great guide. And we've got Ryan, who's over on the far right, and Elliot on the far left, and Kelly's in there too. I'm just looking for Kelly. She's in that photo. And she's right beside Ryan.
When you talk about being like all the senses, you are hearing the rapids.
Yeah,
that was a sound I wasn't prepared for. That was so gorgeous.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm like so many other Sault Ste. Marie'ites who see the rapids from their car as they drive over the bridge. When you get down there at that level and you experience the power of it and the sound.
Yeah.
And then you told the story about how back in the day before we had the locks and everything, when it was like just rapids. And consider this, what goes over the rapids now is about 6% of the actual water flow from Superior that goes, hey, there we are in the boat. Yeah, 6% of the actual water flow that leaves Superior and comes down the rapids into Lake Huron via the St. Mary's River. Back in the day, they would say you could hear the rapids from Bell's Point. You could hear the roar of the rapids
Yeah.
boggles the mind.
Yeah, the whole geology of the region is completely different, and people love learning about this beautiful sandstone blocks that make up buildings
We
like our
got to hold
community
the hand.
first.
We held the sandstone on our hands.
Yeah, that's right.
And you get to feel like, and you get to see, and he talks about the sedimentary and how it got there.
Yes.
I know, and that the whole basin, the whole bottom of our river is made of that stuff.
Yeah, and it goes all the way out around by Grow Cap and other
And we got
spots.
to taste stuff.
Yes.
We had smoked whitefish on our canoe paddle.
Yes. Sayers and Agawam Fishery are two awesome local folks out in out Gooley at Batchewana Bay Way, and
Laura
so we
Sayers,
get,
isn't that the lady name who
she
makes the
had-
pate?
That's right. So we're actually experiencing where the fish, the habitat they live in, and then talking about historical significance of this whole area around the whitefish, why people lived here for and have.
In the canal.
Yeah, being inside those locks.
That's crazy.
So that is like an amazing system that gets the waters from Lake Superior are 22 feet higher than the waters to Lake Huron.
Right.
So, and then you've got the St. Mary's River goes all the way down to Lake Huron, but the biggest part of the drop is there.
And you can paddle. There's different routes. So one actually takes you to the Bush Plane Museum, and you can get out of the canoe. It's part of the package. You paddle to the Bush Plane, you get out of the thing, and then you go in and enjoy the Bush Plane.
And that's a really nice segue into Tourism Sault Ste. Marie, because what we wanted this project to be is a connector to these amazing iconic things. The largest collection of bush planes in the world is right here in Sault Ste. Marie.
I know.
An amazing aviation museum.
I just interviewed Dave Hadfield, who's going to be there promoting his songs and his stories and his slides.
How wonderful.
I know.
Yeah. And so you think of Shingwak Kinamagagamick, and you think of the new National Chiefs Library, so that will eventually become a stopping point.
Another stopping point. They're going to go to the new the Heritage Center.
And then the Frank Prowse Center for the Sioux College is another place. They're putting in a dock. So we're starting to turn this beautiful water trail from the water, but also as you meet Carol next, on the land, and connecting to our incredible culinary experiences. From the lands and the waters come the foods that we then get to experience.
Okay, now you're stepping on my toes and doing my job, Joni.
That's okay.
Just stick to your canoes and let me host the show. No, that was a beautiful segue, my friend. Listen, we're out of time. I could talk to you for a very long time about this, mostly because I experienced it and I'm so excited about it. How do they find out? Where do we go? SuperiorConservancy.org or lswc.org will take you to our website, and we have an online booking system, and group tours are great because the cost of 8 people will get you the whole canoe, so 14 people, it's almost half the price. So fantastic.
Book a group of friends or family, or
I'm not kidding you, or if you have guests coming from out of town, take them.
Or if you have a company and you want to bring people in a group, that's an awesome way to bring people.
And team building. Yes. The options are endless.
They are.
By Joni McGuffin.
With our safe, wonderful guides, it's a great summer event.
I never felt,
right through till October.
You never feel tippy, by the way. Don't be, it's not tippy canoe and Tyler too. No. Feel so secure. And we were right there on the rapids. Well, you must have.
You could, like Pierre Burton says, make love in this canoe.
Well, Joni McGuffin. Well, maybe once or twice. Okay, listen. We'll be back.
Tip it over.
Tip me over. Okay, I will be back with Luann. You're fun. Right after this. And then Carol Blackburn after the news. It's all tourism all day.
Yes.
All on TV. We'll be right back.
I'm sorry.
At 4:45, discover all kinds of treasures and never pay more than $5. Inventory is restocked every Saturday, and you can find anything from electronics to household items, toys, and much, much more. On Saturday, everything is $5, and the price goes down throughout the week, ending with 25 cents on Friday. We restock weekly with new items from various big box stores, so you never know what treasures you can find. come visit us at 4:45, 2510 Ashman Street in Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan.
Have a great business idea but don't know where to start? Need help taking your business to the next level? C2C Business Services can be your guide in navigating the path of entrepreneurship, with services ranging from grant funding support, access to service experts, market information, and helping your business adopt new technologies to create and foster a culture of innovation for ongoing success. Call C2C Business Services and let them be your first step in taking your entrepreneurial dreams from concept to commerce. C2C Business Services is a division of the Sault Ste. Marie Innovation Center.
So I was joined in the canoe yesterday by Shirley Horn, the Chancellor from Algoma University, and Shirley is was a chief for 6 years at I can't think of the name of where she was the chief. But anyway, she was fantastic in that canoe, and she told us a lot about Aboriginal history and about spirituality and stuff while we were on the canoe tour. And we're going to try to get that edited by look at Shirley. Anyway, she's cute. We are going to be hopefully airing that piece on Friday because it is a National Aboriginal Day on Friday.
Yes.
So we wanted to do some honoring of Aboriginal people, so we're going to have that little clip of Shirley on the show.
Speaking of that, Algoma U was honored for their Shingwalk Center.
Yes.
Yeah. They've got a historical award.
Shirley was actually at the residential school.
She was.
Yeah, she was taken from her family at the age of 5 and put in one residential school for 2 years, and then she was moved from that one to the Algoma one, to Shingwalk Hall, and she was there till she was 15 years old, taken away from her family.
My gosh.
She said she was one of the lucky ones because her parents lived, I can't remember where, just by Wawa.
Oh.
And so she would be allowed, and her father worked for CN Rayon. Mm-hmm. So she was allowed to go home once in a while and see her family, unlike a lot of the other kids at the residential school.
You were there. It's such a lovely tribute because I think from what I've read about the award, they are the only center honoring the Indigenous history in a school.
In an actual residential school, which is now the university. And as Shirley said, talk about full circle.
Oh my.
Taken from her home and put in that school when she was 7 years old, and now she's the chancellor.
Good for you.
I love my Shirley Horn.
Yeah, she's awesome.
She is. She's really inspirational. Now I feel bad that she's told me 10 times the name of where she was the chief. Miss McKeegan, I don't know. I'm going to look it up.
He's going to look it up. We'll have it right after this commercial break.
We'll have it after the news.
After the news.
Because isn't that what happens next?
Yes, that's what happens next. But I thought I meant after the next commercial break, we'll come back and you'll say, that was the...
Where Shirley was the chief. Listen, I'm trying to learn too. Because you know what? This location, Algoma was really pretty much responsible for a lot of the driving forward of truth and reconciliation.
Yes, absolutely.
So good.
Yeah, we need to be proud of that.
Good for Sault Ste. Marie, good for Shirley Horn and our community here.
And good for you if you stay tuned because we have the news coming up right after this.
Stopping and nothing, I'm up in your face, shaking it off, no matter the cost. I'm feeling the wind, I'm taking it all. I'm paving the way with the sweat and the blood. I'm at the top, I'm rising above. I want the gold, give me the rush, Queen Midas. I got the touch. Watch. I'm pushing, I'm pushing, I'm pushing. 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 I'm pushing, I'm pushing, I'm pushing.
Housed in a 15,000 square foot custom manufacturing facility built to produce world-class cabinetry at surprisingly affordable prices, Great Lakes Fine Cabinetry brings your project from initial concept to final design. Proudly providing Northern Michigan and the Algoma region with quality hand-built cabinetry for the past 20 years. Located at 844 East 3 Mile Road, Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan, Great Lakes Fine Cabinetry, making your cabinetry dreams come true. With over 45 years of experience, All Ontario Well Drilling offers hydrofracking and all well drilling services. Call 705-575-8088 or 705-257-9495.
One person who was in a building on Cathcart Street during a fire we told you about yesterday has died. The cause of death is unknown at this time. City police are investigating what they call a suspicious fire, and the Ontario Fire Marshal's office has been called in to assess the scene. City Council passed a bylaw last evening appointing current Deputy CAO, City Clerk of Corporate Services, Malcolm White, as permanent CAO effective after the council meeting held in July. The decision came after a lengthy selection and interview process was conducted by the CAO Recruitment Committee, consisting of councillors Hilzinger and Nero and the Mayor. White has been with the city since the fall of 1988 after he graduated from Laurentian University with his Bachelor of Physical and Health Education. His first role was in the Recreation and Culture Division as the Recreation Assistant of Sports, Events and Development. Since then, he's worked his way up to his current role of Deputy CAO, City Clerk. Current CAO Al Horseman will stay in the position until the end of the July 15th council meeting.
Mr. Speaker, just 4 months ago, I spoke in this House about little Cage Fowler from Sault Ste. Marie. I spoke about his diagnosis of diffuse intrinsic pontine glioma, or DIPG, a highly aggressive brain tumor found in the brainstem with a 0% survival rate. Mr. Speaker, it is with great sadness I share that little Cage has passed away.
Sioux MP Terry Sheehan spoke in the House of Commons yesterday, remembering Cage Fowler's fight against diffuse intrinsic pontine glioma. Sheehan also tabled a petition created by the Fowler family to declare May 25th of every year National Day for DIPG awareness.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise to present e-petition 2046 on behalf of my constituent Mandy Fowler and her son Cage. The petition is signed by 8,712 Canadians from coast to coast to coast. Is asking that May 25th be declared a National DIPG Day of Awareness. It would help to educate the public about the prevalence and severity of this disease, encourage funding to support ongoing research, increase dialogue in the professional medical community, further publicize and promote Canada's involvement in the fight against DIPG.
Police say 4 people were shot and wounded at a rally in Toronto yesterday for the NBA champion Raptors, and 2 people were arrested.
I just heard people say gunshots, and then we got pushed, and we all started running. And people lost their shoe, people lost their bag, people lost a bunch of stuff.
There's like kids crying, yeah.
And then we got closer to the stage, and then there was another.
We evacuated up here. We just like climbed over a fence.
But twice we got pushed, for gunshots.
The police were barricading the fences, so we couldn't even jump over. You have to move with the crowd, right?
Yeah.
Like, we could have gotten trampled. We were telling people to stop, like calm down, but they were right. Though there was a shooting, so.
Are you guys okay now?
Yeah. I'm okay, but when we found out it was a real gunshot, we got emotional, obviously.
Yeah. How did you hear that it was real?
The security guard on the roof said it.
U.S. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi slammed a recent wave of abortion restrictions while speaking in Southern California yesterday, calling them scary and dangerous. Pelosi was speaking on a healthcare panel at East Los Angeles College.
I don't want to be a fearmonger, but this is scary. this is really dangerous, what they're trying to do to a woman's right to choose. It's a funny thing because they don't believe in governance. They don't want clean air, clean water, food safety, all those things that governments do. They don't want this, they don't want that, they don't want, but they, big government when it comes to a woman's right to choose. Big government there. So this, we have a fight on our hands. But I'll tell you this one thing. For my first 25 years in the Congress, I was banging my head up against a brick wall trying to say to people they don't support family planning. Nobody would believe that. Until just a few years ago, they decided they were going, when they had the majority, that they would take away all the funding for Planned Parenthood. They don't believe in family planning. So it's not just about terminating a pregnancy, it's about preventing money going to people. If you don't like terminating a pregnancy, you should love family planning, right? But they do not support that.
With 3 brands to choose from Kawasaki, Suzuki, and CF Moto, visit one of our 4 showrooms today and speak with our knowledgeable, friendly, and enthusiastic staff who will be happy to help you with all of your motorsports needs.
Enjoy life, enjoy the ride, Bud Robinson Motorsports.
I am a mother, and I am a sister.
I'm a father.
A wife. A daughter. I'm Somali lady.
I can very proudly say that I'm a teacher.
A social worker.
I'm a human being.
I have a dream
to be free.
And I wish we live in the world full of peace.
Eddie fell.
Whoa, I'm not driving. I'm way too stoned. How are you feeling, Beer?
Oh, since we had that talk, I'm not driving tonight at all.
What about you, Dave?
You only had a couple of drinks.
And only a couple of puffs.
I don't drink and drive. No way I'm getting behind the wheel when I smoked weed, too.
How are we getting home, then?
Oh, you can drive, Dave.
Come on, Dave.
Take one for the team, buddy.
Don't let weed and alcohol influence your decision to drive.
Yeah, I need a ride.
Prescription drugs. When used properly, they can help. But last year, more than 80,000 Canadian kids used them to get high, even though it can be very dangerous. Prescription drug abuse. It can damage a teen for life. Get the facts and talk with your kids about prescription drug abuse. Visit canada.ca/drug prevention. A message from the Government of Canada.
Listen up, Canada. We need to talk.
Didn't you make us a promise?
You said kids are the future of Canada.
In 1989, you promised that no kid in our country would live in poverty.
But 1 in 7 of us still do.
1 in 7.
We don't care whose fault it is. We just really, really need your help to fix it.
You made a promise.
You have to keep it.
Welcome back. We wanted to remind you that we so appreciate KC Security for sponsoring the morning show with Luann and Tim. KC. We really are thrilled. Thanks so much, guys.
KC Security.
Hey, did you ever walk in on your mom and dad having sex?
Oh my sweet Lord.
Ma.
I just no.
No. Almost?
No.
Did you hear it?
No.
Okay.
But once. No, I'm not going to tell you on air. Never mind. But no, I never did.
Your sisters just went.
But there was an eye hook. on the top of the bedroom door.
Yeah.
So if he went to open that bedroom door and the eye hook was, because we lived in a really old house,
Yes.
you'd have to have a skeleton key.
Yeah, right.
You didn't have deadlocks like that. So anyway, if the eye hook was locked, you knew not to go in. Except that one day at lunchtime, my mother was having a very serious conversation with my sister, and they chose to go in the bedroom. It was a woman's conversation.
Oh, yes.
And I came home from Sacred Heart School for lunch, and the eye was locked. And I remember looking like, where's my lunch? Where's my mother? Where's my... And I went in and I went to try the bedroom door, and it was locked. It was like, go away. And I thought, at my lunch hour? No.
In the middle of the day?
But it wasn't. Why? Who did this?
Kelly Ripa. Her husband, Mark Consuelo, hosted with her yesterday because Ryan Seacrest was away doing something else.
That's our competition, Luann.
Yeah, and they're awesome. She talked with Mark about, it was just Father's Day and stuff, and she talked about how Lola,
their daughter,
Lola's birthday was on Father's Day on Sunday, and she walked in on Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelo's in their bedroom, and she yelled at them, "You ruined my life." She said, "I used to see in color and now everything is gray."
How old is Lola?
I don't know. I think she's like 17, 16,
That's
17.
hysterical.
Isn't that funny?
I used to see in color and now everything is gray. That's brilliant.
You have traumatized me, right? Again, what is it about kids though? And I mean, I'm the same. You don't think your parents ever have sex, right? But I mean, when you get older,
My
you
mother
think,
had
well,
5
of course.
immaculate conceptions.
Yes, mine too. 4. Yeah. But you know what I mean? It's just, it grosses you out to think of it, doesn't it?
That's why you don't think of it.
Oh, so don't think about that.
What? Who are you, Oedipus? Stop thinking about how...
What's Oedipus?
He ended up having sex with his mother by accident because he didn't know that was her. Or no, he was in love with her. Did they actually do it?
Were they neighbors of yours?
It was a Greek tragedy.
Apparently. I don't think it was a comedy.
Were they neighbors of yours? Yes, Oedipus lived in 1876, and I lived right next door in 1874.
Yeah, there you go, there you go. Gloria Vanderbilt.
Died.
We didn't talk about that.
Dead. 95. What? She's dead. She was 95. You feel sad? She was the richest woman in the world at one point. Little Gloria, happy at last. Little Gloria, dead at last.
What he said.
Anderson Cooper's mother.
Yes.
Did you hear his obituary?
No.
He read the obituary.
Did he?
It was gorgeous. Did I just take your whole story away?
You?
Are you mad at me right now?
No, not at all. Everything's lovely right now. I know how much you like Anderson Cooper.
I do like Anderson
so
Cooper.
Awesome. I love him.
They did a whole thing together. There's a whole show.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
No, I've heard of it.
I think it was on Netflix or whatever.
Yeah, and you know what? She has such a tough life in a way because she was married at least 3 times.
She married when she was
lots
17.
of heartbreak, and she had 2 sons. And Anderson's brother committed suicide when he was 23 years old, so she never really got over that. So such a shame. And such a shame to lose her. She was quite an icon. She was born to a lot of money because she was born to the heir of the railroad.
Vanderbilt fortune.
Yes.
But Reggie squandered everything away. But then she had a trust fund. And so when she turned 21, she became like the richest little girl in the world, little Gloria. And then there was a fight because they said her mother, the aunt said her mother's not fit for raising her.
You know why she wasn't fit? Because the aunt said her mother was a lesbian.
And she was a party animal too. She wanted to go on cruises and party. She didn't want to be a mother or
So she was
married.
Basically raised by her grandparents, apparently.
Yeah, and they took her dodo away. Her nanny was her favorite person in the whole wide world. And when her aunt took her, she fired Dodo. It was very sad for...
Leave the dodo alone.
Leave the dodo. Dodos are extinct.
What did Dodo ever do to you?
What did Dodo ever do to you?
Seriously.
Anyway, did you ever wear her jeans, the Gloria Vanderbilt jeans?
Never.
Me neither, but that was the thing.
Yeah.
Big thing.
Huge.
Okay, I got a break because otherwise I got no time to talk to my friend Carol.
Okay, then.
Carol from Black Bear Culinary. Wait till you hear about this cool initiative in this city. We'll be right back after this.
It's hunting season, so this is probably pretty stupid, right? Actually, hunting accidents kill somewhere around 2 people a year in Ontario. Smoking kills 16,000 a year. So, what's really stupid?
My name is Clement. I am 17. I do have a little brother. He is 5 years younger than me, and despite the fact that we're both blind, we're just normal kids. Sibling rivalries and fights and arguments. Sometimes we play games together, yeah. I find most people tend to have this perception of blindness as a huge physical handicap.
Incoming!
Which it isn't.
CNIB, seeing beyond vision loss.
I love women. I love older women, professional women, stay-at-home moms. I love how women put the family first. I love how you're so concerned that I'll get to your husband. You have no idea that I'm coming after you.
Make death wait. Please donate to fund life-giving research, because heart disease and stroke is the #1 killer of women.
What do you wish for? A nice life? Nice things? Or do you wish for something more? A sense of purpose? Do you wish to discover a cure? To write code that cracks an unsolvable question? To further our exploration into space? Or to invent something that changes everything right here on Earth? Well, if that's your wish, make yourself ready. Because when you look back, you'll see that you didn't just make wishes, you realized them.
Look at where I love this. Black Bear. This is Carol Blaquier. Welcome, Carol.
Thank you.
Carol is the owner-operator of Black Bear Culinary, right?
Culinary Adventures.
Black Bear Culinary Adventures. Okay, I love the concept. Explain the concept to the viewers. What do we do with Black Bear Culinary Adventures?
Well, we want to do a little bit of walking and talking and a little bit of tasting and of food, a little bit of beverages, certainly.
A little bit of history?
Along downtown.
Along the downtown route.
Yes.
So we're trying to this is a great initiative for a town that's trying to bring everything back downtown again to revitalize our downtown core.
Absolutely.
Another example of something that locals can do as well as tourists.
Absolutely.
Because I don't think a lot of us spend enough time walking around and learning about the history of our downtown.
Exactly. There's so many cool little gems along the route.
And stories about the buildings and the history of the buildings or the streets or whatever, the neighborhoods. The art.
The street art.
Street art?
Excuse me, the restaurants, the very cool locations that we have popping up.
So one of the really neat things about this too is that rather than going out for a dinner and you're sitting in one restaurant for 2 hours, this gives you the opportunity to walk and stop at a couple of restaurants along the way and sample some food. They have smaller portions.
Absolutely.
And you can also enjoy those. You have 2 different tours going right now.
We do.
So let's start with Barley Bits and Bites. Great name.
Absolutely.
Where do we start?
Northern Brewery.
Beautiful. Right
Yep.
beside the Bush Plane Museum, attached to the back of the building.
Absolutely.
On the waterfront.
The fun part about that one is they allow me to bring in some catered food, so maybe some restaurants that aren't actually on our route. We'll bring in a little bit of food from there, and
that's smart. So somebody who's maybe not on Queen Street could promote their restaurant by bringing some catered stuff in. It's very clever, Carol.
Then we walk along Queen Street.
So you go up to Queen.
Yep. We talk a little bit about the old stone house.
Of course.
A little bit about our history in Sault Ste. Marie. And then we actually walk by one of our new murals on our way to Outspoken Brewery.
So the next stop is Outspoken Brewery. So you're getting to both the local breweries.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you're exploring the new artwork downtown.
We are.
Okay, so Outspoken Brewery, they have that great patio, so summertime. What time do you go at?
We leave at 6 o'clock on Wednesdays.
Perfect. Okay. How long are we spending with you?
3 hours.
Beautiful. Because you got to walk and sit and chat and talk and enjoy. So now we're going to go to Outspoken Brewery, maybe sit on the patio or whatever. I know that Outspoken has a new wood-fired oven that's going to be on their patio, but that could be another day because you're talking about maybe doing in the future, maybe a pizza.
Maybe a pizza
Sault
tour.
Ste. Marie by the slice.
Yeah.
So clever. Okay. Anyway, for then, now we've enjoyed ourselves and we've tried the other local brew.
Yes.
And then we're going to get back on this Queen Street and go, where are we going now?
We're headed towards the machine shop and the boiler room.
To the boiler room and the machine shop. Talk about a wood-fired pizza oven. There you go.
Exactly.
And the boiler room, if you haven't been, once again, it's the new hot spot located right inside the machine shop complex. So you've got the mill market, the mill steakhouse. You've got the boiler room, and then you've got, of course, the big machine shop hall for the big events and stuff. But
exactly.
Really clever.
Yeah.
And then you walk back to your starting point after that?
Actually, no, we'll hop into a cab and drive back.
Is that included in the price?
It is, yeah.
And what do you talk about the price right now, or does it change by the number of people, or what?
No, it's $95 for the tour, all beverage, food, of course the guide, which would be me,
yes.
And all gratuities are also included in that.
Everything's included?
And the taxi ride back.
And the taxi ride back to the Bush Plane?
Unless, of course, you want to walk, and then we'll walk along the boardwalk? Yeah.
That's in the evening, gorgeous.
It'd
in the
be lovely.
summertime.
Yeah.
You just launched this in June. This is a brand new initiative.
Brand new.
Okay, let's talk about the second tour, and then we'll talk a little bit about where the idea came from and how people can get involved.
Okay.
Second tour is called Wine and Dine. Where are we starting this one?
The Sault Ste. Marie
Museum.
Yeah, the old post office.
The old post office where the clock is.
Yeah, we'll have a little chat about some of the buildings there, and then we'll head over to the Wine Barrel with their new wine tasting.
I didn't know the Wine Barrel was doing that.
Absolutely.
Right there on Queen Street.
Yeah, they were my first
they signed up.
To sign up, yep.
Nice.
Sure, yeah.
And then where are we going from the Wine Barrel?
We'll hop on over to Embers.
I love Embers. It's a great restaurant.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we have some options. It depends on the tour where our next stop is, but we will end up at the machine shop
back
again.
At the machine shop again.
In this case, it'll be the steakhouse.
Oh, so for the Broadway Bits and Bites, you're in the pub more area, right? And then for this, you actually go to the steakhouse.
Yes.
The Mill Steakhouse.
Yes.
Okay.
Excellent.
That's a beautiful building.
It is.
If you haven't been inside there, talk about the architecture and the sandstone. The walls in there are made of that sandstone.
The history of the place, the aesthetics of the place is beautiful.
Okay, so let's imagine now. Let's imagine now that you're a tourist in Sault Ste. Marie. You arrive on a Wednesday and you think, hey, you know what? I'd like to experience, rather than just try invest 2 hours in one restaurant, I'm going to do this. I'm going to sample some bits and bites, and then I'm going to be here for a few days so I can go back and actually have dinner in one of these places if I enjoy myself, right?
Exactly.
And if you're a local, what a great way to try different things out and learn a little bit more about Sault Ste. Marie.
And we certainly want to bring in new restaurants every once in a while. And
so if people are interested, they should get a hold of you. How do we reach you? First of all, how do we book? And if we're a restaurant interested?
Blackbear.ca.
That's Blaq spelled B-L-A-Q.
Thank you. Like that.
Blackbear.ca.
You can book online. Everything's set up.
It's all there for you.
Yeah, easily.
How many people generally do you aim for, or is there a number? Do you max out?
We max out at about 20 just because of...
How much fun would that be to walk down Queen Street with like a dozen people? Carol, congratulations. The inspiration came to you from...
Tourism Summit last November. And Sue Hamill, who is with Seek Adventures in Thunder Bay.
In Thunder Bay.
Yeah.
Congratulations, and I'm sure the Tourism Sault Ste. Marie is thrilled. I know that Joni was so excited to promote you as well.
Absolutely, and we certainly want to promote Canoes for Conservation. Yeah.
What a great show today. We'll be back to say goodbye with Luann, and thanks again to Carol Blaq from Black Bear Culinary Adventures.
Thank you.
See you in just a minute.
I wanna let go. I wanna let go.
If you're struggling with thoughts of suicide, there is hope and there is help. You matter. The National Suicide Prevention Lifeline is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The calls are free and confidential. Call 1-800-273-TALK. That's 1-800-273-8255. You are not alone.
When you support the Restore, it helps Habitat for Humanity build affordable housing for families. How does this work? New and gently used goods are donated to the Restore. The sale of these goods generate funds for building homes. For every $1 spent at the Restore, there is a $4 return on investment within our community. For example, Habitat homeowners have better educational outlook, increased employment stability, improved health, and reduction in the use of social services. Every donation and every dollar we receive through the Restore helps build sustainable housing for future homeowners. Everyone needs a foundation to build a future. To find out more and how you can help, drop by the Restore at 32 White Oak Drive or go to habitatsioux.ca.
Since 1899, the Machine Shop has been a unique space for innovation and creativity. Once a leading pulp and paper company, the Machine Shop was built by Francis H. Clerg, which later became part of St. Mary's Paper in 1984. After the closure of St. Mary's Paper in 2011, the Machine Shop spent 4 years vacant. In 2015, the Machine Shop reopened their doors to the community for the first time. From weddings to galas to concerts and festivals, the one-of-a-kind venue has something for everyone. We are proud to work with the community and local nonprofits to host major events such as Festival of Trees, Pearls and Plaid, an evening at Hogwarts, and more. While you're here, wind down at the Mill Steakhouse and Wine Bar for a quiet dining experience, or watch a game and try a wood fire oven pizza and local draft at the Boiler Room. Don't forget to save room for house-made gelato and baked goods at the Gelato Mill. For more information on the Machine Shop events, history, and restaurants, visit machineshopinc.ca. 3 great places, 1 historic venue.
Thanks again to our friends Daniel and Nathan and the whole gang at KC Security for sponsoring the morning show all of this month. Luann, tell me, did something happen to Anderson Cooper's mother?
I don't remember. What's her name again?
Gloria Vanderbilt. Did you have a story?
No, I didn't.
Oh.
No, I don't recall that name.
Will you have a story tomorrow that I won't interrupt?
I'm not even going to say. I'm not telling you.
I'm a bad co-host.
No, you're not.
Will you forgive
Stop
me?
It. Of course I do.
Come back for Wellness Wednesday.
Doing it.
See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. Bye.
you.